Hello, people interested in Sacramento real estate. 2025, we are in the spring. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your Sacramento area realtor. This is a monthly market video update I've been doing for a long time. I've been selling real estate for 19 years, been doing these YouTube videos for a long time. Every month, talking about Sacramento real estate. We go over the stats, we talk about what's going on in the market, maybe give a little bit of advice to both buyers and sellers. So let's jump right in. We are at the end of May, beginning of June here shooting this video. And so we're gonna be talking about the stats just came out for April, the closings for April 2025. So let's jump into that and then we'll talk a bit more. All right, as you can see, the median sales price for Sacramento County came out to $550,000 in the month of April of all the closed sales, down just a tiny bit from March. That median always fluctuates a little bit, and so it had been up for a couple months, ticked down a month here. So it's really, you want to see if there's a constant trend going on. We don't really have any constant trend with that other than it just kind of bouncing up, staying flat, going down a tiny bit, bouncing up a little bit. So just month over month, down a little bit, year over year, flat, even with what it was in April a year ago. So we've been, hovering around that $550,000 price point as our median sales price for a while now. Going and just looking at the market as a whole, the highest price sale that closed in April was almost $2.5 million. The lowest price one, $186,000. And then if you look at all of the homes that sold in April in Sacramento County, they sold for an average of 98.9% of the original listed price. So obviously some are selling above, some are selling at, some are selling below. If you take the whole average, just a tiny bit below the original list price there is kind of what they're coming out at. Okay, now volume. We sold 951 single family homes closed in the month of April. Not the greatest number you want to see for April, but good trend as far as it's an increase, a pretty substantial increase from March, up almost 16% increase from March. And then year over year, it is an increase from what we had a year ago as well, a little bit of an increase. Still, volume is nowhere near we saw it kind of pre-COVID numbers, but it has slowly been increasing. And so we had 951 closed. Average days on the market, right around 25 days is kind of the average. That's down a little bit from last month, up from a year ago though. That's the more common trend to see, is that we have more inventory now, and so days on the market is increasing from what we had about a year ago. And those multiple offers, about 46% of the properties that sold had multiple offers, okay? About half of them are having multiple offers right now. Now here's kind of one of the bigger stories of the market, I'd say, is our listing inventory right now, available homes on the market right this moment in time, 1,937 active listings. That's a big jump from March. It's up 15% from March. So we are seeing inventory increase. That's normal at this time of year. We always see inventory increase as we go from February to March, then March to April, then April to May, always seeing that. But that is something to keep an eye on. Inventory is increasing. And then year over year, it's up pretty substantially from this time last year. So that's the biggest thing really, is we have way more homes available right now than we did a year ago, or even 2 years ago. So sellers are finally starting to come back to the market, and we're seeing that in the supply. We have 2 months of supply of single family homes. Pendings, these are what will be our future closings, and so it's good to keep an eye on those. 1,061 pending sales right now. Pretty much even with what March was at this time. Down a little bit from last year, 5% less than last year. So we want to keep an eye on those pendings because that's what becomes future closings moving forward. So to me, I think the story of the market right now is inventory. It feels like we have a lot right now just because of how little inventory we have had ever since interest rates shot up to 8%. The inventory just pulled back, and buyers went, whoa, or sellers went, whoa, I'm not giving up my 3% mortgage to go to an 8 or a 7% mortgage. So even though I want to sell my house right now, I'm going to hold on to this 3% mortgage. I'm going to clutch it for life and death here. And we've had a couple of years of that, and that's why our inventory has been so low. Sellers not wanting to give up that 3% mortgage. Well, we're finally starting to see the grease getting in the gears as far as moving this market along with more inventory. We are starting to see sellers finally going, okay, we had kids, we're busting at the seams here. We've got to move up in-house, or we got married. It's time for us to sell my starter home I bought 5 years ago and buy our house together, or a divorce or a death or a job transfer, whatever's going on. Life things have been happening for a number of years, and people have been putting off that selling of the house. It's finally coming to a head where we're starting to see more people starting to put their house on the market now and being willing to give up that 3% mortgage. We still do not have as high of volume, as high of inventory as would be normal, kind of pre-COVID numbers here, but it's definitely more than we've had in a number of years. So let's keep an eye on that. The inventory that is coming on, that is priced really good. It shows really well. It has good marketing, good photos. It's a nice house, nice property, good location, all that. Those ones are moving quickly and selling at or a little bit above the list price. But now that we've got more inventory, it's the leftovers. It's the ones that are priced too high. They don't look good. The photos are junky. It's not in a great location. It's kind of a funky thing. Those ones are sitting. They're needing to come down well on their price in order to attract a buyer for them. Okay, so moving forward, I think we're going to continue to probably see inventory continue to trickle up a little bit as we normally see this time of year. I'm hoping we're going to see the pendings and the sales also trickle up a little bit. The whole tariff talk and everything, that I think we've weeded through that mostly. There was definitely some pullback from that initially when it just everything kind of hit the fan at the beginning of the tariff stuff, but that has sort of settled down a little bit. Stock market has kind of came back up, recorrected and everything and stuff. So I think we've got buyers feeling like, okay, the craziness of that is kind of behind us. The markets have settled down a little bit. I need to buy a house. It's time to move forward. And so I think we are seeing kind of movement from that, but we had a little bit of a delay to our market. Normally it's a little bit more activity, a little bit more sales going on at this time of year. I think that caused a little bit of a pause. So I think we're going to start to see a bit more increase in the sales volume as we get more into later spring and summer, seeing kind of that uptick in there as well too. So hope this video is helpful. You can check me out at realestatewithdoug.com. Give me a call, text, email if you're looking to buy, sell, do both, get an investment property, all those things. I can help you out in the greater Sacramento area. Look forward to talking to you soon, and clear skies.